Bill from Christ the King.
Thank you, Bill. Christ the King.
Yes, dear Bishop Thomas, there has been some news on the implementation of the Synod. What does this mean for us in the Toledo Diocese?
Thank you, Bill. So, Bill, I simply don't know how aware you are of what we've done in the Diocese of Toledo. Not so sure you are up to date. You may be, but not so sure you have engaged on our diocesan website all that the Diocese of Toledo has engaged since the beginning of, even before the Synod started, because of the meetings and gatherings that took place. So my first suggestion to you, Bill, is to go to the Diocese of Toledo website on Synod, the Synod for Synodality. And what you're going to find, and I can hold it up how it begins, but it's Synod on Synodality, and it starts actually from the most recent and then goes sort of backwards, chronological. And Bill, it talks about the Diocese of Toledo Synodal Team, and it gives the 2026 report from our Synodal Team meeting. You can click on. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. It talks about the pathways for the implementation phase of the Synod, the final document of the Assembly from Rome, what was the interim stage, and on and on and on. So it really is a record, if you will, Bill, of our engagement as a diocese in the international efforts for the Synod on Synodality. And I can tell you that this was the representative. Pat Odie-Murray was the wondrous and generous representative for us for the Synod on Synodality. And right now, our pastoral team, and that included Pat, Richard Lane, Monica Martinez, Deacon Justin Moore, Rob Spicer, Brett Hunterbrinker, and myself. And we literally did an overall summary of all of the implementation and work that was gathered from the whole diocese. And you can go on that. I would suggest that you do, and look at all the questions asked and the responses and how that was summarized by our team. So, Pat, anything to add to that?
No,
I think that's helpful, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
And I guess one of the answers, actually, you should know, Bill, where are we? Well, one of the answers, that was a commonly asked question. One thing was there was a lack of understanding on what the wording even means. But one of the understandings was, too, on what we do throughout the diocese on a diocesan level and even on a parish level that is already in place and implemented as a reality of who we are as a church, a local church. So, for example, diocesan finance councils and pastoral councils, these are all things which are synodal and recommended, and we already do them. We have them. Same thing on a diocesan level, like the councils and meetings and committees that we have. So I would suggest that you would go to that document, read that document, and perhaps digest it, and then maybe discuss it with your pastor and others.
Yeah, and by all means, listen to that question and, I don't know, probably 4 others on today's Bishop's Corner. And, of course, your question's always welcome, and he takes them all. So make sure you send your questions in because, we always record like 3 shows at a time. So we want to accumulate some questions for the next one. In fact, that's coming up soon. So send your questions to bishop@annunciationradio.com or use the handy-dandy template on the website, artoledo.com.